Howdy, shrimps. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for all the kind words. And thanks, Spark, for that really great opening act. Let's get another view. There we go. It's close up of my well-loved DFAM. Okay, we'll stop that. That was just a little loop playing from my ModBap Performer, which is a cool module. I use it a lot on my end chain. But we're here to talk about DFAM today, and I love my DFAM. Thanks a lot for inviting me to hang out here with you guys during this event. DFAM was about the first thing I thought about when I was asked to participate, and I use DFAM in just about every patch that I create. So I thought today I might watch the chat. Folks have specific questions about DFAM. I miss the whole call for interviews. I've been super busy the last couple weeks and just checking in here and there. So I completely missed that. But without much further ado, I'm going to get this thing going. Let's just hit play. So I don't know if everybody knows exactly what DFAM is. Some people kind of think it's a drum machine. I'm not one of those people. It's more of a rhythm and texture machine. If you had to really reduce it down to something that people can understand. But basically what you got here is a couple sequencers. One of them is ostensibly designated for pitch, and the other for velocity. But as we'll see later, we can send those signals elsewhere if we want to. We've got a couple of oscillators here. There's just one, VCO1. VCO2, which I have right now hard synced to VCO1. You have a hard sync. And I usually have it on. Why no cutoff for the CV? Well, we'll get into that. You have to put that together. So it's semi-modular. This is a semi-modular synthesizer. It's got connections that are kind of hard-coded inside, hardwired, since it's an analog machine. But of course, you can break those connections with the patch bay right here. And up above it, if you're not really familiar with this family of synthesizers, we have the Mother 32, which I'm not going to talk about as much, but it's here, and it's part of this like whole, I call it my Moog stack. So we've got our two, let's bring up our other one there, our two oscillators, and we have our two sequencers. And the sequencers, like I said, this bottom one, controls the velocity. I've also got some envelope generators. adjust the intensity of those. Send them into reverse if we want to. And the whole art of this thing is it's the way that it's a couple of synthesizers in a trench coat pretending to be a rhythm machine, and it just works so well. However, it's a temperamental beast. In a lot of ways, it almost sometimes seems to be alive. We'll make those envelopes a little more prominent. Of course, it wouldn't be a Moog device if it didn't have a really sweet filter. This one, of course, has two settings: our high pass, low pass, high pass, low pass. I mostly use this thing in low pass mode. I really love the low end. It does tend, you gotta watch it. You got to have some kind of protection on your low end because it will really get overwhelming fast if you let it. A lot of people, in addition to the complaint about the cutoff, CV cutoff, a lot of people take issue with the fact that it's an 8-step sequencer, and there's not a lot you can do about it. There's ways that you can make it into, like, say, a 7-step, but that involves clocking the device with the pitch, and you can do that this way. Got a patch cable here going from the pitch out. And I can send this to some different places. I really often like sending it into the noise level. This is sort of the first trick that a lot of people learn with DFAM, is sending the pitch into the noise level, because what happens if we turn all of these down, we get no modulation of the noise. This is noise that's being added from this noise knob right here. And now if I've patched the pitch to the noise level. And now if I raise the pitch on steps 3, and let's say step 7, can turn the other ones up to different levels and get sort of this really groovy rhythm going on. So the DFAM has a knob here that does a couple different things, depending on how you choose to use it. And one is it adds the noise source as a modulation source for the filter. And so if it's unpatched, you can turn it up, and you can kind of hear it's adding this quality. It's kind of a dirty, grimy kind of thing. Gives it this like great kind of sandy grit. But let's say we don't want to modulate the filter with noise. What if we want to do something like take an LFO and I like to do this with nice slow LFOs. We can take one from up here. I'm going to plug that into the VCF mod and then turn up VCF mod and we'll see what it does. And if we want to go even further, we can sync the LFO. And so now we have that filter opening and closing. If we have a nice long delay, we can hear it real well. And of course you can adjust that intensity. There it is. Barely there, and there it is, like full on. also other outputs on here that I like to use. Of course, the velocity output, which is the result of the knob position on the bottom row of knobs, which you can see I've pretty much worn the paint off. I'm kind of proud of that. Here I have the velocity value controlling the filter decay. We can also have it control the VCO. The VCOs have CV info in and out. I'm going to take this keyboard out from the Mother 32 and send it into the VCO CV, VCO1 CV. But first I want to get these guys synced up. Now, the tempo of Mother 32 and the DFAM are synced up. I've got a gate going out and into the advance input of DFAM. So anyway, you can also you can hear that if I had them in tune, that the Mother 32 sequence is controlling the DFAM's oscillators. This little switch here is selecting whether the sequencer is controlling the pitch, the internal sequencer is controlling the pitch of the oscillator or not. And there's three settings. There's one for VCO2, and this is set to VCO2 now. Now they're both off, so there's no information from the pitch going to either of the oscillators. And here, you can hear that they have taken over the pitch information I'm sending from Mother 32, and it's just, if I turn them all down, you can hear they get, everything is down. These little pots have just an incredible range. You can hear now that it's like super low, barely audible. And if I turn them all the way up, so I often clock my DFAM from just the main clock of my modular, because I tend to find that I will bump that thing a lot. So I'll just take a clock out from my Tempe and plug it into this. And I'm going to break the connection between Mother 32 and DFAM. I'm going to move the view just a little bit here. So one of the things that I really like to do is to give the DFAM a little break from the tyranny of the 8-step sequencer. And to do that, we can use another input on DFAM that's called the trigger. So here I've got my clock going, and I want to maybe mult this guy out. Unplug that. We'll stick that in there. We'll plug DFAM back into here. And then we're going to send this into the Dnipro dot. Which is a pattern generator. Meridian, but you can do all sorts of stuff with it. So I've got this all synced up and matched here. I'm going to be using channel 1, which has all of the steps enabled. I'm just going to plug this into the trigger of DFAM. And we hear no change because every step is sounding. Hey, Harris, nice to see ya. So basically, the sequencer for DFAM is running. Go down here. There it is. It's running. And every time it hits a step, the Dnipro dot is also hitting a step up here. So if we are to change the pattern in Dnipro dot, we're going to hear a change in DFAM. So now, even though DFAM is continuing, it's not sounding every step. It's just skipping over the step that is silenced in the Dnipro dot. And since Dnipro dot is just by default here a 16 step, and the DFAM is an 8 step, we can kind of play off of that. I can change, for example, the Dnipro to be 12 steps. So we no longer have this just simple 8-step. We have this evolving sequence of patterns that are playing off of each other. Delay, I'm seeing Rick Dawson talking about delay. I didn't see the context, but delay and reverb are DFAM's best friends. Quiz. Let's get some nice clocked effects. That VCF mod again, and that is clocked. I'm sending it from Batumi up here. You can see it's this. It's this channel right here. Is everything synced up? It is for me. like to have a light touch on that. So for my effects, right now I'm just using the Modbap Performer. Yeah, Antone is asking if I have a way to set gate probability going into the trigger input. And yeah, I do. One thing, if I wanted to do that, I would be using, where is it? I would be using this guy, which I don't know, it might be hard to see. But this is the abstract data. And abstract data can generate trigger patterns out of just about anything. And it's got a whole bunch of different settings. Let me grab the manual real quick. Okay, there we go. I didn't want to speak wrongly, but the Abstract Data Event Boss is a module that is one of those just beautiful modules where you don't have to RTFM to get in there and just instantly make excellent decisions in your life. Basically, it's got 6 different modes. And one of those modes is a probability mode. And so we could just plug some stuff into it right now, and I'll kind of show you what it does. I'm going to get into the probability mode, which is mode 3. And so the way it's structured is that I long press this top button to get into mode 3, which was flashing, and then long pressed it again to get out of that selection. And now within the probability mode, I have 6 different modes that I can use. And I'm going to just send, I'm going to send just the same signal over there. I'm going to go into mode 5, which is the coin toss mode. Now there's no knobs or anything on the event boss, and what I have is a trigger signal just going into its gate 1 basically, and then I can send an LFO or any kind of signal into the second input. course, it's clocked, so it's kind of going in this semi-regular repeating pattern. That noise level, see, we can get pretty harsh pretty quick. I generally don't like to make it 100%. Another module I like using with the DFAM is the BIA, Basimulis Tiritas Alter. And I keep mine pretty close by and handy. The nice thing about Dnipro Dot is it's got 3 channels. They're all clocked at the same rate. You can, of course, fudge that a little if you want to, but we'll just send a trigger into the BIA. I'm going to send the BIA through a bandpass filter. I'm going to send the pitch and the velocity from DFAM into just some different inputs of the BIA. For example, we could do the attack. And the morph. I see that we are approaching the end time. It's not something you want your Messiah to be saying too much, I guess. Here we are at the end times. Yeah, thank you so much for being here and attempting to follow my stream of consciousness when it comes to DFAM. But really, playing the DFAM is stream of consciousness in module form, because I get lost in this thing, and if you have one, you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, be warned. It'll take over your life. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to send us all back to the Golden Shrimp Guild channel, and I look forward to seeing what everybody else has to bring.